welcome on this new Coach Dave Academy Lab Guide. We are here for the week 6 of the Falcon Sportscast series, and we are around the famous Bathurst with the Porsche 718 GT4. As usual, first I'm gonna go with the outlap, and then we're gonna go together about the details about the combo. So yep, let's get started. Alright guys, so we got for the lap around Bathurst with the Porsche 718 GT4, and as you can see here comes T1 pretty quickly after the start finish line, and basically from now looking at the 50-meter board, when I'm a bit far away from the corner, I'm just from now for example looking at the 50-meter board, but as soon as I'm getting close of the corner, actually I can see the tire marks on the ground, on the track. You can see them being like 5 meters before the board actually. So I'm basically gonna use them as a braking reference. So as you can see, as soon as I'm getting close of the first one, so basically those ones, just right there, I will just go on the brakes as soon as it's going under the bonnet, and I'm just gonna go on the brakes as usual, careful with the ABS, so basically not braking, um, not being too deep on the brakes, so then you can make sure that you can really optimize the rotation on the entry. And also because you need to keep some momentum on this one, because then you have a long straight. So if you are just going too slow on the apex, then you will just go too slow as well on the exit, and then you will lose quite a lot of time after the T1 and then the long straight. So yeah, just make sure you're keeping quite a good momentum through the T1. So as you can see, just going on the brakes, not braking too much, just trying to avoid the ABS. So as you can see, you don't see much of the ABS going on. So it's pretty good, no ABS, so it's fine. Then just releasing the brakes, trying to find the apex, just trying as well to avoid the curbing on the inside. For me, most of the time, it just upset the car, and for me, it's just it most of the time it kills my momentum when I go through the curb. So I just prefer most of the time to avoid the curb. Just one thing about this corner as well with the Porsche, just for me, I prefer to drop to second into the corner and then straight away putting back third gear, because I just feel the traction better with second. Like I'm gaining a bit of time, it just feels more powerful. But then you can keep third if you don't want to make it too complicated. So yeah, it's pretty much up to you for this one. But for me, I just prefer to drop to second on the apex than just putting as much power as I can and then putting third, because obviously I'm quite high on the revs when I'm putting second. So yeah, it's pretty much up to you. You can stick with third if you want to make it smooth, but I think that the second has more potential pace wise. But yeah, obviously third will be a bit more easy to go with. So it's pretty much up to you. As you can see, on the brakes, trying to find the rotation, dropping to second just a little bit before entering into the deep, which is basically near the apex. So as you can see, just going into the deep, dropping to second on the apex, going back on power. Then as you can see, I'm already on third. So as soon as I'm on the apex right now, I'm putting third, and then flat out, just trying to get as much strike as you can on the exit, just making sure that you are not running too wide, so then you don't get the off track. And then you have that very long straight, so basically a bit of time to rest, obviously, because yeah, it's quite challenging after that. And then we're gonna have turn 2, so as you can see, just staying all the way to the left, and then I'm just looking at the exit road, which is basically on the left side. So yeah, looking at the exit road, and that's pretty much where I'm gonna brake. So as you can see, getting close of the exit road. Then as soon as I'm getting past the beginning of the exit road, just going on the brakes. The idea there is to keep as much momentum as you can. Like T1 and like most of the time, just try to avoid the ABS by not going too deep on the brakes. So as you can see, I can almost avoid some ABS, but yeah, still it's pretty decent braking, I guess, because the rotation wise quite good. So yeah, the idea there is to make sure you can really avoid any kind of ABS to find the rotation. As you can see, still deep on the brakes. And then as soon as I'm getting past the white line, I will start to turn in. So basically, at that time, I will release the brakes, trying to make sure I'm not hitting the curbing on the inside. Very important as well. Otherwise, you will upset the car and you can lose the car. So the best is to make sure you are um, not getting this curb. And as well, do not brake too late for this one, because then if you are just going too wide, you will just lose all the momentum. It's gonna get very understeery. So just make sure you're not braking too late. So basically, for me, it's the beginning of the exit road. So once again, on the brakes, trying to find the rotation, going past the white line, releasing the brakes, turning in, keeping a bit of braking on the entry, and then I'm going on power just even before I'm getting past the middle of the corner, because as you can see, it's going really steep uphill, so you really need to find the momentum and going back on power to make sure you can really carry the this uphill sector. And then as you can see, just going wide, getting close of the wall, putting all of the car on the left side of the curbing, and then we are done for the turn 2, and then I'm going back into the cockpit to go on the next part of the track. So moving to the right side for now. And as you can see, then you have the wall, but you have some sort of quad rail on the right side. So that's basically what I'm looking for, what I'm aiming for. And as soon as I aim for that and I'm close to this, I'm just steering back to the left, trying to aim for the wall, just so basically the very edge of the wall. And as soon as I'm getting past this edge of the wall, I'm just releasing the throttle, going on the brakes, as usual, trying to just avoid the ABS. And I'm gonna try to have a wide entry for the next one. So basically, I'm just looking at the white line from now, just trying to have a wide exit, so then I can really open the steering on a wide entry, so then I can really open the steering on the exit. And this is really important, because then if you are too tight for this one, you're gonna have to hold more steering angle for a longer time, and then you will really, in my opinion, compromise the exit. So the idea there is to have a wide entry. So as you can see, going for the white line, still on the brakes, releasing the brakes to find the rotation, and then as soon as I'm getting close of the wall, just going back on power, as you can see. So just trying to play a bit with the throttle, even like when I'm in the middle of the corner, to make sure um I'm not really getting any kind of wheel spin or spin. And then as you can see, as soon as I'm into the corner, I can really go fully on power, because I don't have that much steering angle from now, so I can really go on power. As you can see, just opening the steering, that's actually there is the point where you should get the most careful about the wheel spin and stuff. So that's why I'm just trying to not stay really tight on the exit, but really trying to get close of the wall on the exit, because then I can really open the steering and avoid any kind of of wheel spin, and then we approach this basically fast section of the track. So as you can see, it's fully flat out, just most of the time trying to avoid the curbs. As you can see, then going on the left side, turning in as soon as you can, basically like you have the Fujitsu wall on the left, and basically as you can see at this point, it's the widest different gap of how to say that, of distance between the wall and the white line. This is the point where I'm going to sit to the right. So as you can see, steering to the right, then just trying to avoid the curbing on the inside. That's the most important for me. Otherwise, it can send you wide to the left, and then you're gonna maybe have to lift a little bit on the exit of the or this fast corner. So yeah, the idea there is to make sure you can avoid the basically avoid the curbing on the inside. So as you can see, just force gear, just trying to avoid it's flat out. Just make sure you can minimize as much as you can the steering angle as well, because you want to make sure it's you stay really, the car remains really stable. As you can see, it's really bouncy, so it's really easy to lose a bit the control sometimes. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the for this right one. Then you have this left one, which is basically fully flat out as well, just making sure you're not hitting the wall. And that's why it's important to avoid the curbing on the corner before. Then just staying almost in the middle of the track, and then as you can see, I just look at the Etihad wall on the right side, just trying to make sure I can get as close as I can, put in fifth gear as soon as I'm into the deep. So basically in the very beginning of the left one, just after. So as you can see, fifth gear when I'm close to the wall, then steering to the left, just using a bit of lifting on the entry, so then I can make sure that I can make the corner, but you won't need to brake at all into this one. So as you can see, close to the right side of the wall, then just lifting a little bit until I'm reaching the curbing. As you can see, as soon as I'm hitting the apex, just fully on power. So just a bit of lifting on the entry, but then apart from that, it's flat out on the exit. No need to brake. Then of the close of the wall, but yeah, it's not necessary to get insanely close. Like if you have a decent exit at the on the if you have a decent exit from the corner before, I don't think it's really, you should not get like 1 centimeter away from the wall. So yeah, close off the wall, riding the curb, and then you just have this blind corner. So basically, as soon as you are getting close of this curbing, you just start to lift just a bit before going up on the crest. So as you can see, just lifting a bit before the crest, and then as soon as you are going downhill, you're just going back a bit more on power, but still not quite. You just have to wait until you are really reaching you really reach the apex. So basically, you can take this curbing. So this is the apex, and then from now you can go full on power. Just looking at the curbing on the right side on top of Skyline. So basically, just make sure that you are not running too wide on the exit of this one. So then you can have a comfortable exit, and then you just run the curb and not going too wide at Skyline. And then as soon as you hit the curb, going quickly to the left side. So basically, just having a small run on the left side of the white line, but then you have to steer to the right once again, and then you have this bridge. So you're basically gonna brake a tiny bit before the bridge. So as you can see, when I'm getting past the bridge, at least when I cannot see it anymore, just going on the brakes, trying to not go too deep on the brakes. So maybe I'm staying under 50%, so then I can make sure that I optimize as much as I can the rotation. And also because I don't wanna lose too much speed on the entry, because as you can see, it's you have quite some time until you reach the I don't know how it's called. I'm sorry for that, but yeah, the very low, the very technical sector after that. You have quite some time, so you can carry quite a lot of speed, but at the same time, you need to slow down a little bit because it comes pretty quick at the same time. So as you can see, 50% on the brakes, or maybe a bit less. Then still on the brakes, just trying to make sure I can control the car. So I almost keep the same braking all the time. And as you can see, the idea there is to make sure you can stay as straight as you can most of the time. So as you can see, of course, you need to steer a bit to the right and the left, but you don't see me putting like insane amount of of steering, and that's what helps me actually to keep the car stable. Because if you arrive, like for example, if you arrive too deep on the left, then you're gonna have to put more steering to the right and then more steering to the left. And if you combine all of these steering inputs with the brakes and stuff, and the fact that it gets a bit bouncy as well near the curbs, yeah, it's gonna be deadly. So the idea there is to make sure you are not turning too late. So then you almost like get close of this wall on the right side. But yeah, by doing that, it really helps you actually to have the car stable all the way. So yeah, just make sure you are not entering too late, and just make sure you can get as close as you can from this wall actually on the right side. So like I said, as you can see, just on the brakes, trying to play a bit with the brakes, jumping to third just before I'm hitting the curb, so you can take as much curb as you need actually. Just make sure that you are not putting, like I said, too much steering angle, because then it can get a bit tricky if you do that. And then it's just about playing with the brakes. Like I said, just trying to make sure you can avoid the ABS, but at the same time slowing down the car enough. So the idea there is to not get too deep into the brakes to find the momentum. Just riding the curb, and then as soon as I'm leaving the curb, just trying to keep the car straight. We'll keep the third until I'm getting really into the corner, and until I'm really reaching this one. Actually, I'm not putting second at all before. So third is really smooth through this part if you keep third. Because you can maybe put second way before that, but if you put second like on the entry of that one, then I think you lose quite a lot of momentum and it's not getting smooth anymore. But if you keep third of the way, it's works really nice, and then you just have to put, for me, second into the left one, and then you can quickly put back the third for the exit. So as you can see, just going a bit deeper on the brakes right now because the car is straight, and then I'm just release the brakes to find the rotation, trying to stay as close as I can from the wall on the right side, staying on the brakes, just putting back a bit of power just before entering the left one, so then I can carry the momentum before that. So as you can see, just a bit of throttle, and then as soon as the car is going back straight, going on the brakes, just trying to really send the car into the corner, just trying to get as close as I can from the wall. And then as soon as I'm just into the corner, just going fully on power, we'll put third gear just before actually leaving this corner. So yeah, the idea there is to put quickly third, because then you are getting too high on the rest with second, so you lose a lot of momentum on the exit. So yeah, just make sure that you are putting second before the corner. So just when the car is straight, putting second, and then straight away putting third, going fully on power. So as you can see, it's really close off the wall. So just make sure that you can stay away from the wall. Actually, it's a bit far away from what I thought when I was in the car, but yeah. The idea there is to really send the car into the corner, so then you can really have a good exit. And as you can see, fully on power, the car doesn't move at all. Then just make sure that you are getting as close as you can from this wall, so then you can really have a good exit and stay away from that wall. So actually, if you are getting the good apex for this one, then you should be fine and won't have to lift at all or that much when you are getting past this sort of kink. So as you can see, no need to lift at all, getting very close of the wall. Just I use as much track as I could, so basically almost running as well the grass. So as you can see, it's really close actually. So yeah, if you manage to get this one right and have the good exit, then you should be able to get this one flat out and just staying away from the wall. And then we will approach the next few corners before the long straight. So as you can see, going on the left, getting close off the wall, and then as soon as I'm getting past this corner, just steering to the right, just going on the brakes a bit early. So actually, even before you are getting into the deep end in this corner, just going on the brakes. So just going slightly on the brakes to make sure I'm not getting into the ABS and find the rotation. But then as soon as I'm getting past this corner, I'm going a bit more heavier on the brakes, a bit deeper on the brakes, because now the car is straight, so I don't really need to find the rotation at that time. And then as you can see, just going a bit wide, so then I can really prepare the exit. So as you can see, on the brakes, releasing the brakes when I'm turning in and I'm getting into the corner. From now, it's just about being patient. So just make sure you are waiting a little bit until you go back on throttle, because if you go too early on throttle, you will carry a lot of understeer on the exit, and you're gonna have to slow down, and then you will kill all the momentum for the long straight. So you're gonna lose like a good amount of time. So then, as you can see, just waiting until I'm on the very apex of the corner, getting really close of the wall actually. So yeah, as you can see, no need more, I think, than what I did to get close of the apex. So once again on the brakes, releasing the brakes to find the rotation, close of the wall, fully on power, getting close of the Falcon wall on the right side, but yeah, just trying to keep a bit of a margin to not make contact with it. And then you have the very long straight, so basically just a bit of time to rest. For me, I'm staying all the way on the left. I don't know what's the best actually, but it's always felt like it was better to stay all the way on the left. And then we're gonna have a run for the chase. So just going on the left, then just going for the king. And then we're gonna use the 150 meter board as a braking reference, so EV braking zone. Just trying to make sure I'm not running too deep into the ABS, but at the same time I really need to brake very hard. So at the beginning need to brake 100%, but then as soon as I'm getting close of the 100 meter board, just releasing a bit the brakes. So as you can see, just releasing the brakes step by step. And when I'm really turning in and really getting close of this first corner, this kind of chicane, releasing the brakes, aiming for the curbing on the entry because then it gives you a better line for basically the exit. So the idea there is to really get into the curbing. So as you can see, releasing the brakes, going on the curbing, and a little bit before I'm going on the curbing, going back on power, so then I can make sure that I find this extra rotation by going on power. So basically, as you can see, when I'm getting really close of the curbing, going on power, releasing a bit the throttle, so then I can make sure that I'm not really having a lot of wheel spin while I'm on the curbing. And then you just make sure that you are not running too wide on the exit. So basically, just make sure you're not running too deep into the grass. As you can see, I'm on the very edge of the curbing. And then you've got to be really smooth on the steering into that one because it's really easy to have some kind of snap with the rear. So just make sure that you are not putting too much steering angle. So as you can see, from now, just trying to minimize the steering angle. As you can see, need to fight a little bit with the car, but it's fine. Then using the curbing, but not much curbing is needed for this one actually. Just running a little bit of curbing, and then we're gonna go for the very last corner of the track, and then just looking at the 100-meter board and braking slightly slightly after I'm getting past the 100-meter board on the right side, and then as you can see on the brakes, deep on the brakes, but trying to avoid the ABS. Then dropping to second for this one, just trying to get the apex, just trying to avoid the curbing at the same time on the entry, and then I'm going early on power, trying to find the momentum. And then I'm getting the curbing on the exit, and we are done for the lap around Bathurst with the Porsche 718 GT4. Alright guys, so we're done for today. I hope you liked this lap guide, and that was week 6 of the Falcon Sports Car Series with the Porsche 718 around Bathurst. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and join the Coach Type Academy Discord server if you have any question about the work we are making, and I see you for week 7. Bye bye.